In the world of Pokemon, you have one goal as a trainer: become Pokemon champion, training all sorts of different Pokemon to make the best team. But along the way, you must collect 8 badges from 8 different gyms that all use only one type of Pokemon. So I thought, what if I do that? That's right. This series, I'm doing a Pokemon Gym Leader Challenge. Now I know what you're asking. Sharky, how are you going to choose your type? Well, to take a page from PokeTubers like United Gamer, Raidaway Plus, and Shady Penguin, we're going to spin a wheel to determine the type. But before we spin the wheel, let's go over some rules and the Pokemon I chose for each type. Rule number 1. This is a randomized Nuzlocke. Well, at least as random as I can make it without Nintendo getting mad at me. If you don't know what a Nuzlocke is, it's basically when in battle, if your Pokemon's HP hits 0, it is counted as dead and can no longer be used. You can also only catch one Pokemon per route unless it's a shiny. But I'm going to change that catch rule a little bit since Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there are really no routes, just a huge wild areas you go into. So I'm changing it to I'll be able to catch 2 different Pokemon of said type I have been given. Except for one type in one area, but we'll get to that in more detail when we talk about the types. Talk about the starters. Also, I won't be doing a species clause only. Only one Pokemon of said evolutionary line. Oh, that's the wrong way. Rule number 2. So again, this is a gym leader challenge, meaning I can only catch Pokemon of that type. But the reason this is a big rule is because some Pokemon need certain items to evolve and gain that type. So, for example, let's say I roll Psychic and I want Oricorio, and at least in the base game, I can't catch the Psychic Oricorio in the wild. Well, the workaround is I can catch the Oricorio, but I can't use it in my party until I obtain said item to change its form. So it might be under level to the rest of my party, but it feels reasonable, and just for the shinies, same sort of as normal numbers. Like if I caught my 2 per area, even if it's not designated type, it's a shiny. You catch the shiny. Also, I can use one of the original starters, but that's a break-in glass of case. Break glass in case of emergency type deal if we lose all our party. Because I don't count me losing the challenge until all of my Pokemon I've caught are unusable. Rule 3. I will be starting with 3 different Pokemon, not just the random type starter. I will also be teaching them starting moves because one of the starters doesn't learn any attacking moves until level 5, which, by the way, our Pokemon will be starting at level 1. And hopefully have amazing stats because I'm hatching them from eggs. I know what you're thinking. What? Starting out with 3 Pokemon? That's cheating! Kind of, but unless I go into harder, higher level areas, it's hard to find Pokemon of rare types in the early areas. Like if I roll an ice type, I don't think I can get any ice type until I make it to the final snow mountain area of the base game. Running around with only one Pokemon the entire game at that point, I'm bound to lose. Not to mention if I get Ghost for starter, which is a solo ghost and only has ghost moves, we'd immediately be soft locked because Arven's Grident is immune to ghost attacks and we're immune to him. But don't worry, that said, 2 other starters will also be randomized by a website that can randomize Pokemon by type. Oh my god, I went back to rule 1. That was rule 3. Rule 4. The final rule. This will lead into the Pokemon starter for each type. We are doing no legendaries and as minimal pseudo legendaries as possible. Although we all know that that's kind of hard when it comes to dragon type because most are pseudos. Okay? It's hard not to find a pseudo dragon. But anyway, now on to the Pokemon. So when determining the stats for each type, I went with 3 basic things. They have to evolve twice, their base stat total that will From now on, be set as BST is close to the normal starter's BST between 525 and 535. And they have to keep the randomized type throughout the entire evolutionary line. So, yeah. However, because only 3 types are starters, some BST will be a little higher, some will be lower, and how they evolve will be a bit different too. Some evolve by level up, like normal, but some evolve by learning a move, some by item. But you know this if you're a Pokemon fan. But now, let's get on to the starters. See, now we're on to the starters now, but there are some caveats as stated, and we're going to start with one of those first. The fire starter is Roly-Poly. Yes, I know it doesn't get fire until it evolves into its second stage Carkol, but Roly-Poly can learn fire moves while only being a rock type. It's a piece of coal. It just should be fire rock throughout the entire line. Also, I chose Roly-Poly because all the other non-starter 3-stage fire types are kind of a little complicated to evolve. Sorry, Magby. But yeah, Roly-Poly, Fire Starter, the 2 moves we would teach it if we roll this will be a Curse and Stealth Rocks. Next is Grass, because let's just start with the OG 3 types first. For Grass, I chose Bounsweet. I chose Bounsweet because it's one of the few grass types that isn't a legendary or starter that is actually really good with physical attack when fully evolved. I almost did go with the new Gen 9 Mon Smoliv, but I can catch that Pokemon relatively early. And I just wanted a physical attacker because, again, unless they're like a legendary or a starter, it's hard to find physical attacking grass types, at least for me. And the 2 moves it would learn if we roll it would be Reflect and Bullet Seed, because this is the Pokemon I mentioned earlier that doesn't learn an attacking move until level 5, and we'll be starting at level 1, and the only move it knows is like Splash. We would immediately lose. So it gets Bullet Seed. It's an attacking move, but it's a not great attacking move. For the final OG starter, there were a few choices, but ultimately I went with kind of a Gen 3 legend. Because I am a Gen 3er myself, and that is Lotad. Yes, I know there's better. Yes, I know it is one of the ones that has lower than 500 BST, but I don't know. It just felt like the easiest of the 3-stage water types to evolve. Plus, I mean, look at him. He's a little goofy guy. Look at that little goofy face. He's a goofy guy. And I love goofy guys. Look at him. He's great. But the 2 moves we will be teaching him would be, if we roll water, would be Swords Dance and Rain Dance. Okay. Now, next Pokemon, it's another caveat Pokemon. As Ghost type. I thought for quite a bit on this, for quite a while. Because most 3-stage Ghost types, you either have to trade to get the final evolution, and the one I almost immediately locked in, Litwick, doesn't evolve into its 2nd stage Lampert until level 41. But then it hit me. There are 3 games that have Pokemon starters that don't evolve. And those games are Pokemon Yellow, and the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and Pikachu. And then I remembered there's a Ghost type that mimics Pikachu. That's right, to pay homage to Pokemon Yellow and Let's Go, Mimikyu is the Ghost type starter. Now for the other caveat for Ghost. Instead of catching 2 Ghost types after the Grass Gym, we'll be only catching 1, because 1 capture will be going towards the Pinchurn for trade for the NPC's Haunter in the city, so we can get Gengar, because that's the only way we can get Gengar. And for moves, it would I would be teaching it to start out, if we roll Ghost, would be Swords Dance again and Will-O-Wisp. So now the next and final kind of caveat Pokemon is Normal type, because technically speaking, its final evolution has ungodly legendary stats. but its ability holds it back quite significantly. And that is, of course, oh, look, there's the Mimikyu. I forgot to switch to Mimikyu. I'm stupid. Here's your Mimikyu. Look, it's a plushie. I have a plushie. But it's Slack Off. Because Slack Off is really the only three-stage normal type Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet that you don't trade, you don't evolve by trading holding items like Porygon. If I could be able to easily evolve Porygon, it would have been the choice. I really wish the Stoutland line was in this game, but alas, it's not. The two moves I would teach Slack Off would be Rest and Sleep Talk. Okay, maybe I lied, because while technically I'm right, this Pokemon is definitely more of a grass type. But for Poison Starter, it's Bellsprout. I actually had Ghastly written down at first and was going to have the same kind of condition as Ghost. But then I remembered they added Bellsprout in the DLC. And since I'm playing Scarlet, which I have the DLC for, Bellsprout it is. The moves I would teach it at the beginning would be Swords Dance and Toxic. Next is Psychic. And well, it was pretty easy. I originally wanted Atenna, but its evolution levels were pretty high. So the next choice, which was the easy part, is Ralts. I mean, it's pretty much been the Psychic starter choice since Ruby and Sapphire anyway, so it's not really that difficult to figure out. The moves it would be learning would be Calm Mind and Light Screen. Fairy type, pretty easy too. It's Flabebe. It's a strong special attacker when it fully evolves, and it only needs a shiny stone to get to that evolution, which is really not that hard to get in Scarlet and Violet. Although I do wish this was a fairy grass type. That's just kind of my little thing, because it's a flower. But either way, it's a pretty easy choice to make. It's a really good Pokemon. Special attack, special defense. Really good. Speed, decent as well. Two moves it would be learning right off the bat would be a Calm Mind and Misty Terrain. Okay, next is Electric. Electric was a thinker. I almost chose Palmy because of Revival Blessing, but remembered I'm doing a Nuzlocke, and that kind of defeats the purpose. While I'll still probably catch him anyway, because he's on virtually the beginning area of said game. But for the starter, I'm going with Mareep. Because, well, it's been in Pokemon since Gen 2, and unless you count actual randomizers on ROMs, I've never actually used Mareep before. At all. So if Electric is rolled, we're gonna go with Mareep. We're gonna go with Mareep going into Ampharos. So moves it would learn is Rain Dance and Reflect, which I looking up I did not know it learned Rain Dance, which is really good because if we do roll Mareep, Rain Dance with Thunder, it won't miss. Give it a Damp Stone. Ampharos kind of be nasty. But next, this was probably one of the easiest choices. And what type is that? It's Steel. Because Aron and Clink aren't in the games. Beldum is a pseudo, which we said no, as little pseudos as possible. And while I do really like the Magnemite line, the obvious choice was the new girl on the block, Tinkatink. Is she as good as Magnemite in her final evolution? No. Is her BST lower than 500? Yes. But we're playing Scarlet, and so why not show the Gen 9 Pokemon some love? She's the new girl on the block. We're gonna show her some love if we roll Steel. Plus Gigaton Hammer is cool. She's a really cool Pokemon. So we're gonna show her some love. We're gonna show Tinkating some love. Move she would be learning is Swords Dance and Stealth Rocks. Next is another pretty easy choice. It's fighting type, and it's easy because one of the original 151 got a third evolution in Gen 9. And which one is that, do you ask? It's Mankey. If we can get an Annihilate, they're probably the best final evolution starter choice on my list here that I've chosen. Its BST is the highest as a normal starter, like a highest normal starter for Grass Fire and Water at 535. It's not the highest on the list, of course, because that goes to Slack Off. But just Ghost Fighting type is really cool. Rage Fist is really good. We're pretty strong to a lot of the base game. Being a Ghost Fighting type, we're strong and immune to a lot of it. So it's just really good. The moves it would be learning is Bulk Up and Protect. Now, you would think Bug would kind of be a hard choice because there are a lot of 3-stage bug types because that's kind of their thing. They all evolve 3 times, but it's really fast. Except for one, because its final evolution needs a Thunderstone, which gives it away because the choice is Grubbin. It's another Pokemon I've never actually used before, but what really sold me was Vikavolt 145 special attack stat. That's what really sold me. It would be a super good bug type going into electric. That 145 special attack is great. And the moves I would be teaching it are Thunder Wave, because it can actually learn Thunder Wave as Grubbin, because I looked it up. And Rain Dance, again, for Thunder. Rain Dance. Damp Rock. Thunder. 100% accuracy Thunder. Destroys things. So Grubbin was kind of an easy choice here. So I forgot to mention this. During the normal starter, that when it comes to normal and flying, both in terms of randomizing the other 2 starting Pokemon, we're going to kind of lump them together because a lot of flying types are normal types and a lot of normal types are flying types because, again, a lot of flying types are also normal. So when it comes to randomizing, they're going to be kind of lumped together. But they're going to have different starters, and for the flying starter, we have Rookidee. Again, its BST is rather low, I believe. I don't have it written down in my script, but I believe it's at 485 is its BST. So it's not the best. It's on the lower side, like Tink-a-Tink. But if we can survive to be fully evolved during this Nuzlocke challenge, Steel Flying is just another really good type combination, like Annihilape's Ghost Fighting, and even like Tinka-Tink's Fairy Steel. It's just a really good typing to have. And I've also never really used a Rookidee before, even though it's only been out for 2 generations. The moves I would be teaching it are Tailwind and Agility. Now, next is Dark. Look, as cool as the starter choice is, which is Sandile, it's literally would be the worst Pokemon we could roll. Because, I mean, it's literally weak to 4 of the gyms, 2 of the Team Star members, and weak to 2 of the Titan Pokemon. And that's not even counting what's in both of the DLCs. It is weak to almost, if not half, of the main game, being a dark ground type. So, while, of course, I have no choice if I roll dark, because this is the dark starter, I hope I don't roll it. Even though I really do like Crocodile, it's a really cool Pokemon. I even have a name for it. I would either name it, depending on its gender, it would either be Bindi or Robert Irwin. But I really hope I don't roll it because it's literally weak to pretty much half of the base game. And that's just not good for a Nuzlocke challenge. But either way, the moves I would teach it, two moves I would teach it to, start out with if I roll it, is Stealth Rocks and Substitute, which we would be using Substitute a lot because literally the first two gyms we are weak to in the Bug and Grass type gym. So Substitute is would be heavily used. Now, next one. I'll be honest. While it is one of my favorite Pokemon ever, it wasn't my original choice for ground. Because once I saw the choices for Ice type, the pick I did have for ground had to go to Ice type. But more on that later. For ground though, we went Trapinch. Which, by the way, I fully believe still that Flygon should have been the pseudo dragon and not Salamence in Gen 3. That's just me. I said it, okay? I said it. That's my opinion. I love Flygon way more than Salamence, okay? As a Gen 3er, I mean, I still like Salamence because I'm a Gen 3er. But I love Flygon's so much cooler. I mean, like a dragon, it's a dragonfly. That's cool. But either way, I'm not super disappointed it's Trapinch, but I did want to have something else because I use Trapinch a lot in just normal playthroughs anyway. Because again, it's one of my favorite Pokemon ever. Trapinch for Bravo Flygon. I just love the line. It's in my top three. Just as an evolutionary line, it's in my top three. Uh, but anyway, if we roll ground, we get Trapinch. The two moves I would learn it because it also doesn't really learn attacking moves for a bit. It would be well, I guess it does, but we would be making it learn Stealth Rocks and Bug Bite because it should be Dragon Bug because it's literally a dragonfly. Brock was pretty easy choice as well. Not gonna take too much time here. It's Gen 9 Mon, and it literally fits the starter mold almost perfectly. It's Knackley. It's just the Gen 9 Knackley. Knackley's. I'm using it actually right now. I did a test. I've been doing a test run on my own to see if I like this challenge, and I did. That's why I'm starting a series on it. And I rolled Rock, and Knackley was my starter, and I'm actually really loving Knackley. So it's easy choice. Moves would be Stealth Rock's Curse. Uh, Dragon was probably the easiest because I believe it's not only one of the only 3-stage dragon types that isn't a pseudo, it's also the only 3-stage dragon type Pokemon that keeps its dragon type throughout its entire evolutionary line. I know the aforementioned Flygon is also a dragon type, and so is Vibrava, sorry. But Trapinch is not. Trapinch is just ground. And the easy choice is, of course, I feel like you all know it's coming. It's Axu. It probably should be a pseudo. But it's Axu. It's really awesome. It's a really good mon. Moves it would be learning is Dragon Dance and Scale Shot. Because it actually doesn't learn a stab dragon type move till like level 18. So giving it a little dragon stab. Scale Shot, not the best in terms of physical attack power. I think it's like 90 accuracy, 25 attack, but it's a stab move. Plus we'll have Dragon Dance. And we are here finally, the final type, Ice type. Remember how I said I wanted a different starter choice for ground? Well, that Pokemon that was originally going to be the ground type starter is now the Ice type. And that is Swinub. Because looking at the list of Ice type, the Swinub is the literally only 3-stage Ice type Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. I was looking for the Vanillish line. It's not in Scarlet and Violet. The only other 3-stage Ice type Pokemon was the new pseudo Ice Dragon type. So Swinub here is really the only choice because we're trying to do as little pseudos as possible. The moves I would be teaching it is Curse and Stealth Rocks. And after that, we have gone through all of the starter choices. I bet you saw a pattern of setup moves, and that's well because since they aren't actual starters, a lot of them take a higher level to evolve. So having setup moves and moves to make us take less damage will hopefully help me a bit in keeping my Pokemon alive, because we'll probably have a lot of stage ones for a bit. But now, hopefully, this didn't take too long. So let's pass it over to me for the wheel spin and then the two random Pokemon. All right, thank you, different me. Here, as you can see now, we are going to be spinning our type. We got all the types here, all the Pokemon. Which type is going to be our starter? Here we go. We are getting flying. All right, so that means out of all of that, we are getting Rookidee. Rookidee. The flying, eventually steel type. So I've never actually used Rookidee, so that is awesome. And we can only use flying types, which means in the scenario I pointed out in the rules, I can get any Oricorio I want, and it doesn't matter the secondary typing because it's always flying. So we're going to select all here, and this is going to give us our two random Pokemon, unless, of course, it generates one that isn't in the game, so like Pidgey, or Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, Spearow, Fearow, that aren't in Pokemon Scarlet. We can't pick. But here we go. First one is Jumpluff. Is Jumpluff in Pokemon Scarlet? Let's look it up. Let's see. Jumpluff is in the game. All right. Grass. Flying. What does it even evolve into? I just completely forgot. Let's look. Jumpluff. You evolve. Oh, so you're the final evolution of Hoppip. Wow, your stats are terrible. So I guess we will, even though it's in the first. Wait, hold on. I forgot to say a caveat. Is he flying throughout the entire he is. Okay. Whoa. Get out of there. That is bad. Okay, so Hop Ip. Not looking forward to that. Swellow, not in the game. Halucha is, though. I will take a Halucha, everybody. We will take a Halucha. And those are our types. That is our types. Those are our starting three. Rookidee, Hoppip, Halucha. I'm really excited about the Rookidee and the Halucha. Hoppip, not so much. And hopefully hope Hoppip gets a good ability. Other than that, yeah, this was just a little short segment. You're gonna now cut to the start of the game, where after we get our normal starter Pokemon and then fight what's her face for the first time. Her name is Nimona. For the first time, we will be switching to our normal party of through this playthrough of Rookidee, Hoppip, Halucha, because you do not get the Pokedex until after you're done fighting Nimona. So we'll have to do one fight with the normal starter. But then we get to our challenge. So cut to me again, the start of the game. That's right. I don't know if I already thanked myself, told me to come over here from the randomizing the Pokemon, but if I did, thank you, me. And welcome to the officially now gameplay of the Pokemon Gym Challenge. That's right, you know, we are doing rock type. Turn myself down a little bit. Into the game a little. Just a wee bit. But that's right, we are here. I forgot to... This happens at the start of the game. Probably should have started recording when we got to the main menu, but hey. Oh my god, hi, welcome back. For you, it was a quick little cut. For me, it was about 4 minutes of waiting to get here. Here we are. I created my character off screen. Now, of course, I didn't have this haircut at this age, but at some point when I was a child, I did in fact have a bowl cut. So we have a bowl cut here. So, yeah, this is me. We are Sharky Boy. And as you can see right there, boom. Because of course I have it on my main account. The DLC. So let's get this started underway. Be prepared. We're going to do some voice acting here. By me. We're going to have some incredible voices, I hope. I hope you enjoy them. Mancha! That's what I think it sounds like. Let's walk in. Mancha! It's our mom. Good morning, Sharky Boy. Oh, already in your uniform and everything. Well, it is your first day at your new school after all. I'm so excited for you. Still, you might want to cool your engine before you go racing out the door. The school contacted me and said that you're supposed to wait here a little while longer. Their words, not mine. Apparently there's something very important for your first day that still hasn't arrived. Maybe that's the very thing we're waiting for. Sharky Boy, could you get the door, would you? Manja! Do forgive the intrusion. You are Master Sharky Boy, yes? On behalf of the Academy, I must apologize for the late arrival of your enrollment documents. And also for my delay in introducing myself. I am the director of Naranja Academy. You may call me Mr. Cavill. The director? And you came in person to help my son with his first day? Well, I'm responsible for the entire academy, including any failures on its part. So here at last are the enrollment documents that should have been delivered to you. Goodness, you really needn't have. Since you've come all this way, can I at least offer you a cup of tea? No need to trouble yourself. Sharky Boy, I've got a thing or two to discuss with the director here. Why don't you head back up to your room and finish getting ready for school? You'll need your bag and your hat as well. Now, Mr. Cavill, you simply must join me for a cuppa. This way.
Well, how can I refuse such a kind offer?
And when I say voice acting, I just mean like the main cast. Like our mom, Dr. Cavill, main NPCs. What's this? Oh my god, we have a Switch. That's what we're playing on right now, because I don't have a Switch 2, because those things are expensive and I don't super see a need right now, unless they come out with an Ocarina of Time bundle for the new remake. If they don't, I'm just going to wait till the next Pokemon games. Yes, put on our hat and bag. It's a silly hat. I know that we are ready for school. Whatever. Whatever. Oh, just look at you, all ready for your big first day.
Yes, the uniform of our storied academy suits you quite well indeed. Oh, gracious, how very careless of me. I had entirely forgotten that I've something else for you, Master Sharky Boy. A most important thing. But your living room is hardly the place for it. Would you care to follow me outside?
I wonder what this important thing might be. Let's follow the director out and see, shall we? I'm gonna take it outside.
Right then, dear Pokemon, time to come out of your Pokeballs.
The 3 Pokemon we've never used unless in emergencies.
We provide each student entering the academy a Pokemon of their own. I'll ask you to choose which among these 3 you'd like to have as your partner. Sprigatito, the grass cat Pokemon. Fuecoco, the firecrop Pokemon. And Quaxley, the duckling Pokemon. They're all very good company. Why, they usually refuse to even leave my side. What's this? So it turns out they're more interested in you, Master Sharky Boy, than familiar old me. I do wish I could stay and see which one you'll choose, but I must be off to my next home visit. I'll be at that house just over there. Take your time with your decision, then come find me once your mind is made up. Now, if you'll excuse me until next we meet.
What a mannerly fellow that director of yours is! These 3 are all lovely, but you need to choose just one, right? Not an easy task. Why not take this opportunity to walk about with these little ones and get to know them? I'm sure they have lots to teach you. Oh, but before you go, I got a little something to celebrate your big day. Take it with you for going out on your own.
We obtained the Rotom phone. Put the Rotom phone in your Kiab's pocket.
It's a brand new phone! According to the instructions, you can check the map app by pressing the Y button. So I want to know. It'll help you keep from getting lost, so take good care of your new gadget, okay? Now off you go. Have fun! I'm 12 minutes into this and my mom's voice is already killing me. Alright, you're not going to see this part. We're just going to cut to when we get to the next part. Because we're just walking with Pokemon we'll never really use except for the first battle. And I can't put the Pokemon we're going to be using into my whatchamacallit yet. Because we don't have the Pokemon storage. We don't get that until after we fight Nemona. So we have to use these Pokemon once. But you won't get to see that. So see you in a sec and welcome back. Look at him being all cute. Hola, soy Nemona. Do you want a Pokemon battle? No? Well, that's too goddamn bad. Get in the arena! I said get in the Pokemon arena and let's battle! Ah! It's not the voice I'm choosing for Nemona. I just thought it was a funny joke, because that's literally Nemona. Buenas! We haven't met yet, have we? I must say, I wasn't expecting to see you here quite so soon. You know, it's a couple... It's like it took like a minute to walk down here. Hang on, Director. Is this who I think it is?
Yes, this is our Academy's newest student, Master Shocky Boy. He will be attending as of today.
So you're that kid who moved in up the road. I've been dying to find out more about you. I'm Nemona. Normally I live in the school dorms, but home is here. What do you say, new neighbor? Want to be friends? No? Well, that's too goddamn bad. We're best friends now. Pokemon battle! Ah! Love that enthusiasm. We're gonna get along just fine.
Miss Nemona is president of our student council and a champion-ranked trainer in our own right.
I absolutely love Pokemon battling. In fact, we should battle right now, you and me.
Easy now, you two will be in the same class, so you'll have plenty of time to battle later. And get to know one another better, of course.
We're gonna be neighbors and classmates? Nice! Well, maybe we'll be able to battle all we want. I can read. I'm 30 years old.
On that note, Master Shocky Boy, have you decided which of these Pokemon you would like to be your first partner?
I mean, ultimately, it doesn't matter, because we're not going to be using these guys after the first battle, unless, of course, it's a break glass in case of emergency situation and the rest of our Pokemon die. But to stick with the theme, since we are flying type for the gym challenge, even though he doesn't become a flying type, he becomes water fighting. We're going to go with Quaxley, because he's a bird, and birds fly. So, well, most birds fly. You know, emus, cassowaries, ostrich, penguins, the extinct dodo, they don't fly. But, I mean, he's a bird. He's a duck. So, Quaxley it is. That's Quaxley, a water-type Pokemon. It may seem quiet, but its mighty streams of water can put out any fire. You'll see. Well, we won't, hopefully.
Would you like to go with our good water-type Pokemon, Quaxley, here?
Yes. You did choose Quick. Would you like to give Quaxley a name?
Yes, you will be named, of course.
Oh, not Quaxley Break.
Break. Space.
Break Glass. That is your name. Because we are literally, if we have to use Quaxley, it's Break Glass in case of emergency situation. My voice is already starting to hurt. I think I mentioned this, but it's not great.
Quaxley seems to have taken quite a liking to you, Master Sharky Boy. This is your first Pokemon, yes? Please raise it with love and care. And of course, be sure to keep it tucked safely inside a Pokeball.
Sharky Boy, I can't believe you actually chose Quaxley. I mean, like, way to make the perfect choice for you. You two make such a good combo. Well, it's not really our starter. He's just kind of a Pokemon we need. Our starter is Rookidee. And then Jumpluff. And then, I already forgot the freaking third one. What was the third one? Halucha. That's right. I believe it was Halucha, which is actually a decent Pokemon. Can I choose one of these Pokemon too, Director Cavill?
Oh, but did you not receive a Pokemon when you entered the Academy, Miss Nimona?
Not back then, no. I had other Pokemon I was focused on raising at the time. But now I want to raise a new Pokemon alongside Sharky Boy while he raises his own new partner.
Indeed, a rather splendid idea. If you wish to raise one of these Pokemon on equal footing with Master Sharky Boy here, I shall be more than happy to allow it.
Yes! Since Sharky chose Quaxley, I'll go for this little one. Nice to meet you, Fuecoco. Welcome to the team. All right then. Now that we've chosen our Pokemon, we have to battle. I'll be waiting for you down on the beach. Come join me when you're ready. And you better not leave, or I'll find you. And I will kill you. Okay? See you in the arena.
Well, no, calm down. Jesus. As you may have noticed, Mr. Mona is a tad overly fond of Pokemon battling. But I do hope you'll join her for a battle. It will help you get to know her own Pokemon as well.
We got a potion. I think that's the only item here, unless we fall down there, but I'll just come back and get it. Oh no, it wasn't the only item. Okay. So look at that. Not the only item. But there she is. She's just standing there, menacingly. I will say this is one kind of thing I don't like about newer Pokemon games is they always choose the Pokemon that's weak against us. Like, give me a challenge. Like back in the day, because I'm a Gen 3er. You pick Trico, you know who Brennan had or May had, depending on your gender? They had the opposite. They had Torchic. If you chose Mudkip, they had Trico. If you chose Blaziken, or Torchic, they had Mudkip. It was hard. It was a challenge. Now it's so easy. Although, to be fair, after this battle, it's going to probably be a little hard for us because we literally can only really stick to. I mean, of course, they can have secondary types, like I said, but the main type is flying. So, we're going to have our work cut out for us. Over here! Anyone can be a Pokemon trainer as long as they have Pokemon by their side. And it's our duty as trainers to help our Pokemon grow stronger through battle. So you ready to battle me, Sharky Boy?
Bring it on!
Perfecto! I'm so excited for this battle. I think I'll use...
Miss Nimona. Trust you remember that Master Sharky Boy is wholly inexperienced in Pokemon battling.
Whoops. Good call, Director. I was about to send out one of my usual partners right off the bat. I guess I'll take this chance to try out my new buddy instead. Come on, Sharky Boy, let's have a fruitful battle. I actually also for once get to hear the music in this game. So, let's see if it's good so far. Pretty rockin'. So far, hopefully. No copyright strikes. I know this is your first Pokemon battle, so let's just have some fun.
I said bring it on.
You must have been studying up. Smart move. Water is strong against fire. Duh. That's why you should have picked Fricatito. I would have had a tougher time in this battle. Wow, not bad, neighbor. Look at you, winning your first battle ever. You've got even more potential than I thought. You're going to be a strong trainer for sure, but now I want to try a different strategy. Let's go again, just one more battle.
Master Sharky Boy and his Quaxley are surely wary already from that last battle.
Sorry, I kind of got caught up in the middle of excitement. Really sorry, Sharky Boy. Same to you, Quaxley, too.
Let's battle against who?
Oh, definitely. We'll definitely battle more.
You two seem to be becoming fast friends, though you've only just met. Can I count on you to take your new schoolmate here under your wing, Miss Nimona? I'm sure he can learn a great deal from a champion-ranked trainer such as yourself.
You bet, sir.
Oh, that reminds me, since you're new to training Pokemon, there's an app you'll definitely need.
I did that in Cavil's voice. You have a smartphone, right? Let me see it for a sec. Here we go. Now I got the Pokedex app. The Pokedex will automatically register any Pokemon you catch. It's a must-have for Pokemon trainers. It's a super handy app. Our homeroom teacher, Mr. Jack, actually made it himself.
Back in my day, we used ordinary paper and handwritten notes to compile our Pokedexes. It's quite the age we live in now.
Oof, filling out a Pokedex by hand? I can't even imagine how much work that would take.
Oh ho ho. No, I suppose you can't. Yet no matter how much times may change, the wonder of meeting new Pokemon never does. That is truly timeless pleasure. And the more Pokemon that you encounter, the more you'll find yourself growing and changing. I hope you will both work toward the goal of compiling your own Pokedexes. Now, Miss Nimona, I do still have a few matters to discuss with your parents. Could I depend on you to see Master Sharky to the academy? You would be doing me quite the favor.
Of course, leave it to me.
Then I leave him in your capable hands. All right, little one, it's time you and I were on our way.
Sprrr. Maybe I ought to make a little more time to work on my Pokedex along with all my battling. Oh, right. Speaking of Pokedexes, Sharky Boy, you've probably never caught a wild Pokemon, right? I'll show you the ropes before I take you to the academy. Come with me. Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay, see, now we have the boxes. So now I save. And I guess I'm going to still record, but it's going to be all cut out. So I will see you all in just a sec with our actual party. And we are back. For you, it was super short. For me, it was trying to figure out where the heck in my main save the Pokemon were in my boxes, and it turns out they were in my party for some reason. So I had to go into my main profile, take them out of my party, put them in a box, and then transfer them over. But we do have them, so let's move them now and get them introduced to you, as you saw from the wheel spin. So I went with kind of a random name generator on this one because I didn't know what to name it. So this is Rochelle, the Rookidee. Of course, level 1. As we said, we got Tailwind and Agility were the two moves. Oh my god, voice crack. I don't think I can do the voices the rest of the day. But also knows Peck in there. That's just what it normally has at level 1. Next up is our Halucha that we randomized on the site. We named him Daffy. If you don't know what that references to, get culture. No. Maybe a little bit. This was a cartoon back when I was there. It was called Mucha Lucha, where they were, like, everybody in the world was a luchador, and it followed 3 kids. And Deathly, he was one of them. So instead of going the normal, like, people do, like, Rey Mysterio after Rey Mysterio, no, we're doing Mucha Lucha, the Flea. And I taught him, I don't know why, I believe it was Sunny Day I taught him. I don't know why. I guess because I thought early on we'll be able to catch a Fletching, and if we can get a Talonflame, it can help set up there. But it is Sunny Day we taught him. Also knows Hone Claws and Tackle. And then finally, we got Junk Pluff. Because really, I mean, if we get it there, Junk Pluff's defenses aren't terrible. Like, looking at here at the stats, like, oh no, it's bad overall. Special defense is 95. That's its only redeeming quality, a Jump Bluff. Its attack is 55. Its special attack is 55. Defense 70. HP 75. Speed is 110. But this is just bad. It's just bad Pokemon. And I taught it Swords Dance and Reflect because I guess we gotta try to save it. Thank God a new tackle because, as you can see, it also knows Splash. But yeah, these are our Pokemon. I was gonna try to go for abilities, but once we roll, like, depending on the type, but once we rolled Flying, Rookies are all kind of okay. You know, we have Unnerve here. And I didn't want to spend too much time trying to hatch for something super crazy. Like, cause I mean, there his other two are good, Keen Eye and Big Pecs, but this is not a competitive battle. A lot of the times, most of the when you're battling, the gym leaders and stuff, they don't use moves that like lower defense. Like so for like Big Pecs, it protects Pokemon from defense lowering attacks. There's some, but not often. And then Keen Eye is prevents loss of accuracy. Most of the time, when you get sand attacked in a normal playthrough and not battling, it's from wild Pokemon. And we're not going to be battling too many wild Pokemon. So we'll just keep Unnerve. This one is pretty good because I was doing a playthrough on. I have another profile. I was doing a playthrough of just like Pokemon I like but never use, and I was getting a lot of paralyzed and slept and missing and burned. When like most of the time on those moves, it's like a 5-10% chance. I was getting a lot. So this one I kind of hatched a little bit for. Well, we got Limber, so prevents the Pokemon from being paralyzed, and then Hoppip again prevents static condition when harsh sunlight. So I guess he'll kind of work in sunny day, but it's a Hoppip. We don't really freaking care. Also, I'm gonna try to keep the episodes around 45 to 55, maybe an hour. This one's gonna be a little bit longer because I kind of want to at least get to the city before we stop recording. So this first episode is going to be a little bit longer because about 30 minutes of it is going to kind of be the setup. Well, is the setup and everything. Let's go into Mona's house. I forget. I think one of her maids gives you something. Where does dust come from? I find it just as baffling as these things that Pokemon can do. My apologies. Both the master and his mistress of the house are away at present. Whoa, she's got a mistress? Hello, Decathlon. Do be careful on the way to school. So they got some Pachirisus, world champions. They got a Chansey. I thought there was like someone gives you something in here. Gibble, Gloomy. That weird painting. Oh crap, did we go back and get the Pokeball? We didn't. The one time the button should go, hey, do you want to go back up? No, but when I'm climbing stairs on the windmills to get Pokemon moves and items, you ask if I want to go back to the top, or when I'm going down. That feature is so weird. Because it doesn't work after that. Okay, we got a potion. I'm just gonna run up to Nimona. We'll see you there. And see, we're here, because there's our mom. Oh, Sharky boy! I hear that Nimona here will be taking you to school. To school? That's right, ma'am. Leave it to me. So you've already managed to make a friend. And I read about all the wonderful teachers you'll have looking after you at the school. Plus, so many handy facilities you can use as much as you like. Add in your new friend, Nimona, and it sounds like your school life is shaping up to be fantastic. Sorry. Now, you'll be staying in the school dorm, so I want you to promise me you'll eat proper meals. Here's a bit of spending money to start off with. I also packed a lunch for your first day. You're taking the sandwich from Mom. Put the sandwich from your mom in your back's key item pocket. Sandwich. Oh, and maybe you'd better take these too. Use them on that precious little partner of yours, should it get hurt in battle. I know every day in your new life is going to be full of exciting experiences far from home. Just try to savor them all, the good times and the hard times too. But if you ever want to come back home, you know your bed is always ready for you. Oh, all right then. You two had better be off, I suppose. Take care on the way to school. Your mother's so nice, Sharky boy. I'm just the voice on the Mona is changing every time I speak. Oh, but I was going to teach you how to catch a wild Pokemon. Come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's go.
You better get in the goddamn arena to battle.
This way. Oh my god, that was my mom. Oh my god. I'm kind of chugging my water, chat. It's not going well. So because I don't think this Lechonk we're about to battle actually really does that much damage to you, because it's supposed to be the tutorial, we're obviously gonna farm it for XP, because we're literally level 1, level 1, level 1. All right, this here's Poco Path. It's the path that leads to adventure for you and me. Out here, there's a different. Things are different than in town. You're gonna see wild Pokemon out and about. They'll be on the path and in the grass and such. Oh my god, why did I say such with a southern accent? What is going on with me today? Get too close to one and you'll have to battle. But you've got Rookity for that, right? If you want to try and catch a Pokemon, you gotta use a good old Pokeball. I've got tons. Have a few. Got 5 balls. See, look, I don't think this Lechonk can actually I mean, it can damage us, but I don't think it knocks us out. Oh, good luck. Time for some learning by doing. Try battling this Lechonk, Sharky boy. Because, of course, like, I think it started in Gen 6. The first Pokemon you encounter kind of like this always has a 100% success rate for catching. So we're just gonna knock it out. Plus we can't catch it anyway because it's not a flying type. So I want to set up an agility. Okay, it literally did have damage on it. Okay, let's heal. See, there we go. We got that up. Let's hit it with a peck. Oh my god. And we lost our Rochelle already. Are we kidding? You're not supposed to kill us, Lechonk. So why did I teach this thing Swords Dance so it has home claws? LeChonk, my boy! Calm down! Bro. I didn't have this much... I'm gonna swap into Hoppip, and I think we're gonna set up a Reflect. Gonna use this. My God. And our Reflect wore off. That's great. We're gonna lose to a LeChonk. There's no way that our run ends this quickly. We lost to a level 3 LeChonk. There's just... Aw, you lost. Were you hesitating a little when it came time to attack? No, this LeChonk was whipping my ass. Sometimes seeing how strong you are will make wild Pokemon accept you, so don't be shy. Battle hard and throw those Pokeballs. Anyway, have some more Pokeballs. Okay. So what do we do now? Do we just start over episode 1? Look, normally Nuzlocke, I've seen people get 1 revive. We're using it on all 3. No more revive, so now if we lose, we lose. We just lost to a freaking LeChonk. Why was it... hitting so hard, bro? I don't know, but I guess because we're now. Oh, look, there's a fletching. We need that. 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 Land, you little fletchling. What? Stop hiding in a tree. I need you. Yeah, you land. 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 Yeah. See, this is what we need right here. Your name will be Flat Top. But why? But that's what you're gonna be. You're gonna be Flat Top. Well, we are literally now out of revives in Route 1. SSS with the tutorial battle should it count. If you're watching this, leave a comment down below. Because normally Nuzlockes start once you get your Pokeballs. We literally just lost in the first encounter. Anyways, I'm gonna do a little grinding. It's gonna cut for you, but I'm gonna do a little grinding. We're gonna get up to normal level. It shouldn't take too long, but we'll see you after to talk to Argon. Okay, I'm back, and I just remembered why I had them our starter Pokemon that are dead but now back alive, because I've made an executive decision. We're not losing that fast. But the reason I had them in my party on my main save is because I was going to change their Terra types, and I kind of didn't. So we're gonna end episode 1 here to go do that, and then start episode 2. Because to tell you what I'm gonna do, the others will be fine, but for at least our main 3. Because he comes Steel type in the end, and I know we're not going to get enough shards probably to do it later in this game ourselves, Rookidee is going to become Steel Terra. Halucha is going to become Fighting Terra. And then Hoppip, we're going to change to Grass. Just to kind of, get some diversity with at least Terras. So we're hoping here that helps. But for now, if you enjoyed the video, if you made it this far, welcome to the new series for 1. 2, if you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, share the video with some friends, leave some comments down below, and tell me how bad apparently I am at Pokemon, losing to the tutorial catch Pokemon Lechonk, and having to use my revives. My 1 revive. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.